Hello students, welcome back to another learning video. Now in today's video lecture, I am going to look at the rest 40 questions from Delhi University's 2021 M.A English Entrance question paper. We have analyzed the first 60 questions from M.A English Entrance question paper from DU's 2021 M.A English Entrance question paper in our previous video. I am providing the video link in the description box given below. Now in today's video lecture, I am going to look at the rest 40 questions. We're going to begin from question number 61 now. Question number 61 now. A publication of Bankim Chandra Chatterjee's Raj Mohan's wife. This one happened in 1864, 1864. Then option B, Macaulay's Minutes upon Indian Education. This one happened in 1835, published in 1835. Publication of Rabindranath Tagore's Gitanjali. This one got published in 1912, 1912. And then D, publication of India's first newspaper, Hickey's Bengal Gazette by James Augustus Hickey. This one got published somewhere between 1780 to 1782. So A is 1864, B is 1835, C is 1912, and D is 1780 to 1782. These are the dates, approximate dates. So in that way, we have our first option, that is D, which got published in 1780, between 1780 to 1782. Then we have B, that is 1835. And then we have A, that is 1864. And then we have C, that is 1912, that is publication of Rabindranath Tagore's Gitanjali. So option A, option 1, D, B, A, C is our correct answer here. Question number 62. Identify the poem written by Nizam Ezekiel. 1. My Grandmother's House. This is by Kamla Das. 2. Then we have Freedom. This is by Rabindranath Tagore. 3. Then we have Night of the Scorpion. This one is by Nizam Ezekiel. And 4. A River. This one is by A.K. Ramanujan. So option 3, that is Night of the Scorpion, is our correct answer here. Now we have question number 63. Who among the following Indian authors propagated the idea of world literature? Alright, so here Rabindranath Tagore wrote an essay called Vishwa Sahitya. V-I-S-H-W-A. Vishwa is world and Sahitya is literature. Vishwa Sahitya was the name of his work, where he explained the need to express human experiences and creativity. Rabindranath Tagore believed that humans can express themselves more deeply in literature than in any other thing, and that a writer can express his own self and nature of the world through her writings more profoundly in the best possible fashion. So here our correct answer is option 2, that is Rabindranath Tagore propagated the idea of world literature. Question number 64. Which of the following is a verse adaptation of an episode from the legend of Bon Bibi, a tale popular in the villages of the Sundarban? 1. Amitav Ghosh's Jungle Nama. 2. Manik Bandyopadhyay's The Boatmen of Padma. 3. Again, Vibhuti Bhushan's Bandyopadhyay's Restless Water of Ichamati. Or 4. Bankim Chandra Chatterjee's Mrinalini. So here the correct answer is Amitav Ghosh's Jungle Nama. This one is a verse adaptation of an episode from the legend of Bon Bibi, which is also a tale popular in the villages of the Sundarban. So this basically is the first book in verse by Amitav Ghosh. And the original version of this legend dates back to 19th century, which was first composed in Bengali language. The major character of this work includes a rich boy called Doha, and then a poor boy called Dukhe and his mother, and this another character called Dokhin Rai. Okay, so as I said that this is the first book in verse by Amitav Ghosh. Our correct answer is option 1, Amitav Ghosh's Jungle Nama. Number 65. Given below are two statements. One is labeled as assertion, that is A, and the other is labeled as reason, that is R. So, A says Romanticism of the Indian poets was different from English Romanticism since the former was fraught with nationalism, spirituality, and mysticism. Okay. Then R says while Aurobindo searched for the divine in man, quest of Tagore's poetry was the beautiful in man and nature. Right, I'll tell you one thing now. Uh, Three great personalities behind Indian Romanticism were one, Sri Aurobindo Ghosh, two, Rabindranath Tagore, and three, Mahatma Gandhi. So, if you look at A, assertion, Romanticism of the Indian poets, yes, it was different from English Romanticism since it was fraught with nationalism, spirituality, and mysticism. Aurobindo Ghosh, Tagore, and Mahatma Gandhi. Their main elements were the search for divine, okay, search of that ultimate reality. And this is why, and this is how it was also fraught with nationalism, spirituality, and mysticism too. Then, if we look at reason, that is, while Aurobindo searched for the divine in man, Aurobindo Ghosh wrote a work which was called The Life Divine, and it very much explores the higher realities of life. And then it says, the statement says, quest of Tagore's poetry was the beautiful in man and nature. Tagore always talked about the higher realities, the belief in higher realities, and human beings' ability and capacity to serve and surrender and find meaning in that process. So, Tagore's poetry was about the beautiful in man and nature. Like I said, man for serving the nature, and nature, of course, relates to the higher realities here. So, A is also true, R is also true. Now, if we look at our correct options, that is option 1, both A and R are correct. Like I said, both A and R, assertion and reason, they're correct. And R is the correct explanation of A. That is, when we say that Aurobindo searched for the divine in man, yes, it is true. Okay? And R is the correct explanation of A, since A says that Indian Romanticism was fraught with nationalism, spirituality, and mysticism. So, option 1 is our correct answer here. We have question number 66. Choose the appropriate response with reference to the following statements. Statement 1, Rabindranath Tagore won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1913 for his collection Gitanjali, published in 1912. Statement 2, the central theme of Gitanjali is devotion and its motto is colonialism. In light of the above statements, choose the correct answer from the options given below. See, if we look at statement 1, this is absolutely right. Rabindranath Tagore won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1913 for Gitanjali, which was published in 1912. So, no doubt about it. Then statement 2 says that the central theme of Gitanjali is devotion. Okay, it is correct till here. And its motto is colonialism. No, absolutely wrong. What is Gitanjali? Gitanjali consists of devotional poetry which describes one's love for the supreme transcendental and one's reunion with the supreme when one merely acknowledges his presence or his name. Okay, so Gitanjali's motto is not about talking or dealing with the issues of colonialism at all. So that is wrong. So in that fashion, if you look at both 1 and 2 are true, no, 2 is not true. Okay, so we rule out this one. Only statement 1 is true. Yes, statement 1 is true. Only statement 2 is true. No, 2 is false for us. Both statement 1 and statement 2 are false. No, statement 1 is true. So option number 2, that is only statement 2 is true, is our correct answer here. Question number 67 now. Amrita Pritam is best remembered for her poignant poem Aaj Akhan Waris Shah No. Today I invoke Waris Shah. The genre of the poem is elegy, lyric, narrative, or dramatic. So, this work, that is Aaj Akhan Waris Shah No, this work is a part of partition literature that talks about the havoc that people faced during those struggling times. Amrita Pritam writes, she calls upon the power of love in this beautiful poem and she says, blood has rained on the soil. Graves are oozing with blood. Waris Shah, I say to you, speak from your grave and add a new page to your book of love. So this is an elegy, okay, because she's mourning here. So option 1 is our correct answer. Question number 68 now. Which of these is or are not a theme or themes of Rag Darbari? See, here the word darbar refers to court. Mia Tansen, the 16th century composer from Akbar's court, first introduced this into Hindustani classical music. So when we look at rural dystopia, yes, it was there. Misuse of technology was not a thing back then, right? Then C, power politics, yes, this is there. Satire on government, this is there, right? So choose the correct answer from the options given below. And the question says, which of these is or are not a theme of Rag Darbari? Not a theme. Like we said, rural dystopia is there, power politics is there, satire on government is there, misuse of technology is not there. So B only, that is option 2 is our correct answer here. Number 69. Read the passage given below and answer the questions which follow by choosing the most appropriate response with reference to the passage from the given options. She had gone back to Tara, once in fear and defeat, and she had emerged from its sheltering walls strong and armed for victory. What she had done once, somehow please God, she could do again. How, she did not know. She did not want to think of that now. All she wanted was a breathing space in which to hurt, a quiet place to lick her wounds, a haven in which to plan her campaign. She thought of Tara, and it was as if a gentle, cool hand were stealing over her heart. She could see the White House gleaming welcome to her through the reddening autumn leaves, feel the quiet hush of the country twilight coming down over her like a benediction, feel the dews falling on the acres of green bushes tarred with fleecy white, saw the raw color of the red earth and the dismal dark beauty of the pines on the rolling hills. She felt vaguely comforted, strengthened by the picture, and some of her hurt and frantic regret was pushed from the top of her mind. She stood for a moment, remembering small things, the avenue of Doxida leading to Tara, the banks of Cape jasmine bushes, vivid green against the white walls, the fluttering white curtains, and Mammy would be there. Suddenly she wanted Mammy desperately, as she had wanted her when she was a little girl, wanted the broad bosom on which to lay her head, the gnarled black hand on her hair. Mammy, the last link with the old days, with the spirit of her people who would not know defeat. Even when it stared them in the face, she raised her chin. She could get Rhett back. She knew she could. There had never been a man she could not get, once she set her mind upon him. I will think of it all tomorrow at Dara. I can stand it then. Tomorrow I will think of some way to get him back. After all, tomorrow is another day. This beautiful passage is from Gone with the Wind by Margaret Mitchell. It's a pure love story set during the time of American Civil War. Margaret Mitchell also ended up winning Pulitzer Prize for this epic love saga. Here, in this particular passage that you see, Tara, look at this. She had gone back to Tara. Tara is not a character here. Tara refers to her native place, native home. And when I say her or when I say she here, she or her here refers to the heroine of the novel, that is Scarlett herself. And we see that in this particular passage, she comes back to Tara, Tara, her native place, to find solace amid all the turmoils that she had been facing for long. Mammy in this particular passage refers to her childhood nanny. If you look at the last fifth or sixth line, Mammy, the last link with the old days, with the spirit of a people who would not know defeat. So, Mammy here refers to her childhood nanny with whom she grew up. And then the fourth character in this passage is she could get Rhett back. So, Rhett is her lover. Rhett is Scarlett's lover. So, we have four important things in this particular passage from the book. Number one, we have Tara, that is her native place. Then we have the heroine, that is Scarlett herself. And then we have Mammy here, who used to be her childhood nanny. And then we have Rhett, who is her lover. Now, if we look at question number one, it says, why is the person in reference the she? Like I said, the she here is who? She is, of course, Scarlett, the heroine of the novel, feels comforted on reaching her native place. Why? Because Mammy might still inhabit her native place. She doesn't know that. Okay, so she's trying to remember Mammy all the time, but she doesn't know. Two, because she hopes to find comfort by establishing a nostalgic link to the spirit of the people. Look at this line, Mummy, the last link with the old days, with the spirit of her people. So here you have your answer. Option 2 is your correct answer. And we have our next question, that is question number 70. Again, the passage remains the same. The question that follows it is different now. See, who is the author referring to as Mammy in the extract? I already told you Mammy was her childhood maid. Your option 1, that is childhood black maid of the person in reference, is the correct answer. Lost lover, beloved pet, native place, all of them are wrong. Native place is Tara. We do not have any pet here. Lost lover here is Red. But then Mammy here is childhood black maid. Look at question number 71. Again, the passage remains the same. The question that follows it is different now. What is the mood of the person she according to the passage? Mood. Let's read the last set of lines. I will think of it all tomorrow at Tara. I can stand it then. Tomorrow I will think of some way to get him back. After all, tomorrow is another day. So you see that she's very happy about it. She is optimistic. She hasn't lost her this thing. So if you look at option 1, she's fundamentally despondent. No, she's not despondent at all. Desolate? No. Optimistic? Yes. She says, tomorrow I will think of some way to get him back. After all, tomorrow is another day. Okay. She is in denial towards a traumatizing bleak future? No. Option 3, that is, she's fundamentally optimistic towards the future, is our correct answer here. Then we look at question number 72. Again, the passage remains the same. The question that follows it now is different. Let's read the question. Based on your understanding of the above passage, which genre would you identify the extract from? Pastoral fiction, Victorian romance, tragic comedy, or modernist literature? See, it is option 1, pastoral fiction. Why? Because you see, the passage involves a lot of proximity with nature and simplicity. If you try reading these lines like welcome to her through the reddening autumn leaves, feel the quiet hush of the country twilight coming down over her like a benediction, okay, or probably these set of lines just after that, see the raw color of the red earth and the dismal dark beauty of the pines and the rolling hills, right? So you see characters connection with nature, characters connection with simplicity, that explains that it is pastoral fiction, right? So option 1 is our correct answer here. Question number 73. Who won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 2020? A very easy question. It is option 3, Louis Gluck, quote unquote, for her unmistakable poetic voice that with austere beauty makes individual existence universal. So it is Louis Gluck who won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 2020. Number 74. Which of these statements is or are correct about Aristotle's Poetics? A. The Poetics is a short treatise of 26 chapters and 45 pages. Absolutely correct. B. It doesn't say much about comedy, touches rather briefly on the epic. Yes, correct. See, the concept of catharsis has been fully developed in the poetics, has been fully. See, Aristotle does not explain the term catharsis anywhere properly in the entire work, which later became a topic of debate among other critics as well. So, yes, it has not been fully formed in this work. So, C is not the right answer. Choose the correct answer from the options given below. A, B, C. C, we say, is not our answer here. A, but then B is also there. B and C. C is not there, so we rule out 3 also. Fourth, option 4, that is A and B only. Yes, A and B, since they are our correct answers. So option 4 is our correct option here. Question number 75. Given below are two statements about deconstruction. So the term deconstruction was first used by Jacques Derrida to explain the philosophical and the literary nature of language. It is a full-fledged concept that we may want to discuss probably some other time. But today we're going to quickly wind up with our questions. So if we look at statement 1, it doubts a definite meaning. Yes, it doubts a definitive meaning. So this is a correct statement. It is a form of relativist skepticism that focuses on puns and wordplay. Yes, this is also correct. So statement 1 and statement 2 are true. This is our correct option here. 76. Which of the following is not true about naturalism? It was a literary movement in 19th century. Absolutely correct. It depicts the subject with scientific objectivity. Absolutely, absolutely correct. It idealizes day-to-day human experiences. No. It holds that human life is strictly subject to natural laws. Yes. How? See, naturalism believed in quote unquote that nature is the whole of reality. That is naturalism. That everything is a part of nature and everything returns back to nature. Right? So here we rule out option 3, that is, it idealizes day to day human experiences. Yes, it is a movement in 19th century, subject that deals with scientific objectivity. I have discussed naturalism and realism in my previous videos as well. Okay, probably you may check out the other video links. You will find something on naturalism and realism in detail there. All right, then we move on. Then we have question number 77, match list 1 with list 2. List 1, see, you have these important quotes, and list 2, you have these important set of works, and all of these works are by Alexander Pope. So I'll go quick with this question. Option 2 is your correct answer here, that is A2, B1, C4, and D3. Then we have question number 78. Which of the following dramatic conventions is a performance convention in which invisible imagined barrier separates actors from the audience? Suspension of disbelief, fourth wall, split focus, or flashback, flash forward. See here, it's a very easy question. The correct answer is fourth wall, your option 2. What is a fourth wall? It's a wall where actors can see everything that also happens to separate the stage from the audience. Okay, and your question is, which of the following dramatic conventions is a performance in which invisible imagined barrier separates actors from the audience? I just said that it's a fourth wall where actors can see everything, separating the stage from the audience. Option 2, fourth wall, is your correct answer. Question number 79. Arrange the following works in the chronological order. Option 1, The Second Sex by Simone de Beauvoir, published in 1949. Then we have Gender Trouble by another feminist writer called Judith Butler, published in 1990. Then we have option 3, A Vindication of the Rights of Women by Mary Wollstonecraft, published in 1792. And then we have option 4, The Subjugation of Women by John Stuart Mill and Harriet Taylor Mill, published in 1869. So now if we look at the order, first of all, we have C, A Vindication of the Rights of Women by Mary Wollstonecraft, published in 1792. Then we have D, The Subjugation of Women in 1869. Then we have A, that is The Second Sex, in 1949. And in the last, we have Gender Trouble by Judith Butler, published in 1990. So if we look at a correct order, it is C, D, A, B. Option 1 is a correct answer here. Question number 80. Which of the following literary modes subverts and liberates the assumptions of the dominant style or atmosphere through humor and chaos? Read the line again. Which of the following literary modes subverts and liberates the assumptions of the dominant style or atmosphere through humor and chaos? Through humor. See, we have four options here. One, fantastic, then we have grotesque, then we have carnivalesque, and then we have burlesque. The correct answer here is carnivalesque. Why? See, the term carnivalesque is symbolic of the word carnival or celebration, which was first used by Bhaktin, 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 to signify the celebrations during Catholic festivals when people conduct parties, keeping the turmoils and worries of daily life aside. And the question says, dominant style or atmosphere through humor. Through humor. So I just said that the term is symbolic of celebrations, okay, or is symbolic of the word carnival during Catholic festivals when people conduct parties, keeping the turmoils of everyday life aside. So our correct answer is carnivalesque, from the word carnival. So this is why through humor, okay. So option 3 is your correct answer here. We have question number 81. Which of the following are the markers of Jacobean stage? A. Cruelty and violence. B. Selfishness. C. Overt sex. Or D. Mutual harmony between two sexes. Cruelty and violence is there. Selfishness is also there. Option C, overt sex, is also there. But when you look at mutual harmony, no, it is not there. Natural harmony does not exist here. It is marked by a lot of conflict, violence, and revenge. So we rule out option D. So in that sense, option 1, that is A, B, and C, is our correct answer here. Then we have question 82. Which of the following theaters attempts to prevent the emotional identification or involvement of the audience with the characters and their actions in a play? 1, the theater of ideas. 2, the Shakespearean theater. 3, the theater of problem plays. 4, the epic theater. So the correct answer is option 4, the epic theater. Why? See, first of all, epic theater was a term which was coined by Bertolt Brecht, Bertolt, that's the spelling, Bertolt Brecht, who believed that a play should appeal to the audience's reason. And this is why you see in the question, quote unquote, prevent the emotional identification or involvement of the audience with the characters and their actions in a play. So he believed that a play should appeal to the audience's reason, simultaneously also entertaining and strong enough to bring social changes in the society. Right? So option 4, the epic theater, is our correct answer here. I have question 83. Dash was a late 20th century development in American poetry that sought to draw fresh attention to traditional forms of verse in terms of meter, rhyme, and stanzaic symmetry. One post call absolutely wrong, right? Look at the last line. To traditional forms of verse. Okay, transcendentalism doesn't talk about the supreme or the higher reality, so that's absolutely wrong again. Magic realism, not an idea here. New formalism, of course, without any doubt, we mark new formalism because it studies formalistic features of a work specifically. And the question also says, sought to draw fresh attention to traditional forms of verse in terms of meter, rhyme, and stanzaic symmetry. So new formalism is a correct answer here. Question 84. A confidant in a drama is A minor character in a drama. Yes. A major character in a drama? No, because the major character is protagonist himself. A trusted friend of the protagonist? Yes, since he reveals the protagonist's deepest emotions. Okay. D, a plausible device for communicating to connect with the audience. Yes, again, this could happen through this friend since he ends up revealing the protagonist's inner feelings and emotions. So we are taking D also in. So in that sense, option 3, A, C, D becomes our correct answer. 5. Choose the correct order of the paragraph to create a meaning out of ABCD set. A. This includes the changes which it may have suffered in physical condition over the years as well as the various changes in its ownership. B. Even the most perfect reproduction of a work of art is lacking in one element, its presence in time and space, its unique existence at the place where it happens to be. C. The traces of the first can be revealed only by chemical or physical analysis, which it is impossible to perform on a reproduction. Changes of ownership are subject to a tradition which must be traced from the situation of the original. D. This unique existence of the work of art determine the history to which it was subject throughout the time of its existence. So we put B first of all, since option B talks about the existence. Even the most perfect reproduction of a work of art is lacking in one element, its presence in time and space, its unique existence at the place where it happens to be. Then we look at option D. D continues with the idea of existence. This unique existence, see, it continues the idea. This unique existence of the work of art determined the history to which it was subject throughout the time of its existence. Then we look at A. Now, A talks about what determines this history. This includes the changes which it may have suffered in physical condition over the years as well as the various changes in its ownership. And then option C, which continues to talk about these changes, the traces of the first that can be revealed only by chemical or physical. Okay, so and so. So, in that sense, our correct option is B, D, A, C. That is your option 2. 6. Choose the option which is opposite in meaning of the word obfuscate. Obfuscate is the word here. Now, if you know the meaning of the word, then this is very easy for you. Obfuscate refers to puzzling somebody, and the opposite of the word puzzle should be illuminating. That is option 1. Suffocate, it's absolutely wrong. Habitual, discontented, all of these words do not make any sense. So we cross check option 1, that is illuminate, which happens to be the opposite of the word obfuscate. Obfuscate, which refers to puzzling somebody. Question 87 now. Which of these is not a characteristic of chivalric romance? 1. It is a type of literature that was popular in the aristocratic circles of high medieval and early modern Europe. Absolutely correct. So, this is not a part of our answer since it asks us which of these is not a characteristic. So, we will pay attention to that. 2. It typically describes the adventures of quest seeking legendary knights. Absolutely correct again. Okay. 3. It celebrates an idealized code of civilized behavior that combines loyalty, honor, and courtly love. Absolutely correct again. No doubt about these three options. Then we look at option 4. It is a type of early literature produced solely by medieval women writers. Now, women were not even given any relevant spaces in writing when chivalric romance was popular. So, option 4 is absolutely wrong. It is a type of early literature produced solely by medieval women writers. Is our correct answer here since the question asks which of these is not a characteristic of chivalric romance. Question 88. In other words, is a translated work by or of which of the following authors? 1. Salman Rushdie, 2. Amitav Ghosh, 3. Italo Calvino, or 4. Jhumpa Lahiri. The correct answer is option 4, that is Jhumpa Lahiri. It is a memoir where Jhumpa Lahiri tries to work on identity issues, trying to search her own self, where she also reveals a lot about her life, especially about the time when she moved to USA from Italy with a Spanish husband and children. So option 4, that is Jhumpa Lahiri, is our correct answer. Question 89. 18th century literature is generally called the literature of easiest question one can get. See, Puritan is 17th century up to 1660. Restoration is from 1660 to 1688. So our correct answer is option 3, that is both A and C, that is Augustan age and classical age. Question 90 now, match list 1 with list 2. So list 1 you have all these important characters, list 2 you have all these important plays by Sheridan, and most of these plays are comedies. I'll go a little quick with this question. The correct answer is option 1, that is A1, B2, C3, D4. There's no mismatch in this question. Option 1 happens to be our correct answer here. Question number 92. From which profession did William Tyndale begin his career? 1. Preacher, tutor, aristocrat, or monk? So, William Tyndale was a Greek teacher. He used to teach Greek language, and it became a thing among high profile intellectuals in England back then. He was majorly influenced by Erasmus and Martin Luther, and then he went on to translate Bible into English, for which he is majorly and popularly known for. Our correct answer for question number 92 is tutor, since he used to teach Greek language. Question 93. Given below are two statements. One is labeled as assertion A and the other is labeled as reason R. So A says, epic theatre was created by Bertolt Brecht, who rejected realistic theatre. R says Brecht felt that realistic theatre was too picture perfect. In light of the above statements, choose the correct answer from the options given below. So I'll tell you one thing about Bertolt here. Bertolt did not reject realism outrightly. He believed that his ideas on realism are different from others, which was largely political in nature, despite all kinds of conventions that were put forward back then. For him, realism meant exposing the current conventions of those that held power, simultaneously also working on the complexities that govern the society. So, if we look at A, epic theatre was created by Bertolt, yes, who rejected realistic theatre, rejected the ideas of others, okay, but did not reject realistic theatre outrightly like that, because he had his own set of ideas about realism. Then, if we look at R, Brecht felt that realistic theatre was too picture perfect. Yes, this is why he rejected other people's ideas. So, A is also correct, R is also correct. If you look at option 1 now, which says both A and R are true, and R is the correct explanation of A, this is our correct answer here. Option 2, A and R are true, but R is not the correct explanation of A. We just looked at R and R is also true. So we do not cross check option 2. A is true, but R is false. A is false, but R is true. Right? So all of these options are wrong. 1, because we look at A and R and both of them are true. And this is why R is also the correct explanation of A. Question 94, match list 1 with list 2. So list 1 we have all these poets, and list 2 we have their important set of poems. A. T.E. Hume, B. D.H. Lawrence, Ezra Pound, and then Hilda Doolittle. And then we have these poems, the cantos, O. Reed, then we have Amoris, and then A. City Sunset. So I'll go a little quick with this question. Our correct answer is option 1, that is A, 4, B, 3, C, 1, and D, 2. Question 95 now. Which among the following statement or statements is or are true about the Fairy Queen? A. The Fairy Queen contains 6 books while originally it was planned to have 12 books. Absolutely correct. B. Each book of the Fairy Queen was intended by the poet to convey some true. Again, very correct. A and B are true. C. Sir Philip Sidney composed Canto 5, Book 5 of The Fairy Queen. Absolutely wrong. It was Edmund Spenser. D. The prefatory letter to the Fairy Queen was addressed to Stephen Gusson. No, again wrong. It was addressed to Sir Walter Relic. Sir Walter Relic. Okay, so D is also wrong. So this is why A and B, that is your option 1, is the correct answer here. Question 96, again you have list 1 and list 2. List 1 you have these important extracts, and list 2 you have the names of these poems. All of these poems in option A, B, C and D, all of these poems are these poems by John Donne. I'll go a little quick again with this kind of question. The correct answer is option 2, that is A2, B1, C4 and D3. Question 97. Which of the following are features of Sanskrit plays? Something that I discuss a lot in my classes. A. These are written in classic Sanskrit. B. Most of them begin with invocation and end with blessings. Absolutely correct. C. Clown plays a vital role. Again, very correct. D. Show very integral relationship with nature. Very important element of Sanskrit plays. But then if you look at option A, it says these are written in classic Sanskrit. See, these are not always written in classic Sanskrit. Sometimes they're also a mix of both classical Sanskrit and Prakrit languages. Prakrit, Prakrit languages. Okay, so we do not cross check option A, and this is why B, C and D, that is option number 2, becomes our correct answer here. Question 98. Which one of the following is a masque written and performed for Queen Elizabeth by Sir Philip Sidney? The Lady of May, The Masque of Queens, The Masque of Beauty, a private entertainment of the King and Queen on May Day. So the correct answer here is option 1, that is The Lady of May. The Lady of May was performed first for Queen Elizabeth at Earl of Leicester Country Estate at Wanstead, and it's an one-act play by Sir Philip Sidney. Option 1, The Lady of May, is our correct answer here. Question 99. Which one of the following is not true about the Fairy Queen? 1, option 3 and option 4 are correct. Option 2, which says Belphoebe is the sister of Florimel, this one is wrong. We see that Belphoebe is a huntress. She's very powerful, who makes guest appearance in the poem, and she's also very close to Queen. So option 2, that is Belphoebe is the sister of Florimel, is our correct answer here. Question 100 now. Arrange the following dialogues A to F between two characters into the order they should occur. A. It may be so, for it is not mine own. B. That is no slander, sir, which is a truth, and what I spake it to my face. C. Thy face is mine, and thou hast slandered it. D. Poor soul, thy face is much abused with tears. E. Thou wrong'st it more than tears with that report. F. The tears have got small victory by that, for it was bad enough before their spite. So this one comes from Act 4, Scene 1, page number 2, from Romeo and Juliet, conversation between Juliet and Paris. So our correct answer here is option 2, that is D, F, E, B, C, A. So I here wind up my entire Delhi University's 2021 M.A English Entrance question paper analysis. Thank you for joining me. You may log on to finlandacademy.com for any information related to our courses, or call us at 88650 28865 for any queries related to our MA English entrance classes or courses. Thank you. We will see you soon in our next video. Take care till then.